Are you looking for the best Android phones? In this video we will look at some of the 6 best phones on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description. So make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Google Pixel 8a. The Pixel 8a, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends, comes very close to being the perfect phone for everybody. It looks gorgeous, especially in the flashy aloe color. It has a powerful processor, Tensor G3, to run demanding games and zip through dozens of apps with ease, with access to nearly all the same smart software features that make Pixel such a joy to use. The 64MP camera and a 13MP ultra-wide capture better photos than most other phones at this price, and some pricier ones too. The 6.1-inch OLED screen is a nice size that's not too large and not too small, and it gets decently bright. Don't forget the smooth 120Hz screen too. Then there's wireless charging and the IP67 water resistance rating. Google also has 2 modes of biometric authentication here, fingerprint or face unlock, and both can be used to access sensitive apps. Did I mention it costs less than $500? It will even last a while, thanks to a whopping 7 years of software updates. It does have some drawbacks. The battery life is just okay, on average it can last a day, but you'll need a power bank if you're a power user. Also, I had some issues with Real Tone, which is Google's imaging algorithm designed to more accurately capture darker skin tones. The results weren't as good as prior models. But if you can make do with those flaws, this is the best smartphone for the money. At number 2. Google Pixel 9 Pro and Pixel 9 Pro XL. Google's Pixel 9 Pro and Pixel 9 Pro XL, 9 out of 10, Wired recommends, are the smartest Android phones. From instant transcriptions and summaries of recordings and calls to finding information from a long-lost screenshot you captured ages ago, these phones are chock full of AI features that make a small difference in day-to-day use. These flagships are Google's most polished models to date, with a sleek new pill-shaped camera visor, a flat display, and flat edges for easier grip. They share the same features across both sizes, save for screen and battery size. The Pixel 9 Pro XL will last a bit longer, but neither phone will get much more than a day with heavy use. The Pixel 9 Pro series has a vapor chamber cooling system that dissipates heat better, so you can run graphics-intensive games for longer periods without running into stutters or dealing with a super hot phone. But it's the cameras and photos that really make them shine. From the 5x optical zoom to the 42MP selfie camera, you'll be satisfied with the results, as they deliver some of the best mobile photography. You can take things further by employing Google's AI camera features, like Reimagine, which lets you type text to generate things into existing images. Add a large moon in the background of your photo, make it look like it was raining, or change the lighting to golden hour. It's scary how good it is. You can find more details in our dedicated Google Pixel phone buying guide in our review, but the Pixel 9 Pro models have an excellent blend of smart software, polished hardware, and brawny internals that make them an easy recommendation to anyone looking to spend this much on a smartphone. At number 3. CMF Phone 1. CMF, a sub-brand from nothing, has delivered a remarkable smartphone for just $239, originally launched at $199. Sure, you can swap out the back to a different color via the screws and the included screwdriver. And it has a fun system that lets you attach various accessories via the thumb screw on the back corner of the phone, like a lanyard, kickstand, or wallet. But this accessory point is just the cherry on top. What's impressive is the sheer hardware itself. The CMF Phone 1, 9 out of 10, Wired recommends, is the best performing phone you'll find for the money, with a surprisingly good camera system and 2-day battery life with average use. The screen gets decently bright and is sharp and smooth too. There are some caveats though. First, this phone is only available via a beta program in the US, so you'll need to sign up, and once accepted, you can purchase it. It also has spotty carrier compatibility. It'll work best on T-Mobile, and I had no issues on AT&T, but you might not get the best 5G coverage. CMF doesn't recommend you use it on Verizon. My only other gripe is the lack of NFC, meaning you can't tap to pay with this phone. Still, this is the best value in Android today. At number 4. Google Pixel 9 Pro Fold. The Pixel 9 Pro Fold has some hardware differences from the flagship Pixel 9 Pro. Despite both phones having Pro in their name, there are a few missing or lesser features on the Fold, but this is one of my favorite book-like folding phones at the moment. 6 out of 10, Wired recommends. It's remarkably thin, so much so that you'll keep using the 6.3-inch external screen and forget that you have a folding device in your hands. Open it up and you get one of the largest inner displays available, and it's great for playing games and watching YouTube. It's also wonderful for split-screen apps, allowing you to juggle multiple tasks without feeling constrained by the size of your screen. This Pixel more or less has all the aforementioned smart software features as the Pixel 9 series, including the fun new camera features. You can read more in our best folding phones and best Pixel phones buying guides. At number 5. Nothing Phone 2a and Phone 2a Plus. Nothing is all about style, and this is reflected not just in its phone hardware design but also in its slick Nothing OS interface. If you feel like every phone looks and acts the same, you should check out the Nothing Phone 2a and Phone 2a Plus. 9 out of 10, Wired recommends. They will feel like a breath of fresh air. Yes, there's also the more widely available Nothing Phone 2, which goes for $699, but these handsets do nearly as much as their flagship sibling at around half the cost. Most notable are the glyph LED lights on the back, which illuminate when you get notifications, but you can also set them to work with other apps. You can set a timer and the LED bar will decrease as the timer runs out. I barely had any issues with performance on these smartphones, though this is the main area where they differ. The Phone 2a Plus has a slightly more powerful processor, but both handled games and apps excellently. The 6.7-inch AMOLED screens have 120Hz screen refresh rates that are sharp, bright, and fluid. There's NFC and an in-display fingerprint sensor, plus Nothing is promising 3 Android OS upgrades and 4 years of security updates. That's pretty good for sub-$400 phones. Seriously, I used the Phone 2a as my daily driver when I was covering the Mobile World Congress 2024 trade show, and it performed flawlessly. However, cameras and connectivity are its weaknesses. The photos you snap on this phone will be decent but nothing to write home about, though the Phone 2a Plus does capture nicer selfies. Sadly, there's no Verizon support. You also have to enroll in Nothing's developer program to purchase the phone in the US. Once you're accepted, you can buy it. At number 6. Samsung Galaxy S24, S24 Plus, and S24 Ultra. Samsung smartphones are the creme de la creme of the Android world, with top specs, refined hardware, and excellent software support. Seriously, the Galaxy S24, S24 Plus, and S24 Ultra, 8 out of 10, Wired recommends, will all receive 7 years of software updates, so you can hold on to your phone for longer, just like the Pixel 9. They're powered by the latest Qualcomm Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 chipset for smooth and powerful performance, especially when gaming, and the AMOLED screens are sharp and extremely bright with 120Hz screen refresh rates. The batteries in all three should last you more than a day with average use. I break down the differences between all three models in this story, but suffice it to say that if you prioritize battery life, you should stick with the S24 Plus or S24 Ultra. The S24 is the smallest and best for anyone who prefers a tiny phone. The Ultra has the S Pen embedded inside, so it's a must-have for stylus stands. The triple camera systems on the S24 and S24 Plus are reliable and versatile, and the selfie camera remains one of the sharpest on the market. The S24 Ultra has an extra fourth camera, a 5x optical zoom that replaced the old 10x optical zoom. I miss it, but 5x is still a nice option to have. These phones also capture some of the smoothest and most detailed videos in the world of Android, so if you film a lot on your phone, the S24 series is right for you. There is also now a bevy of smart AI features, some of which are genuinely useful, though they're still not quite as smart as Pixel phones. Once you have your Samsung in hand, read my recommendations on what settings to change to get the most out of it. And I have case and accessory recommendations here too.